Hey guys, Reaganite71 here. It is time to do some planting. I've checked my long range forecast. I've only got one night a few days from now that gets down to in the low 40s. Other than that, overnight temps are going to be in the upper 40s and 50s, and it's time to get stuff in the ground and make this garden look right. Now my pepper plants were not happy at all. My bells, my jalapenos, my sweet bananas, they didn't germinate. Well, one of them germinated, but that was it. That's okay though, I had a solution for that. Since there are stores out there that have so many of them that they sell them, I just went and I bought some this year. I've got red bells, which are fine for green bell peppers. You just pick them a little bit earlier, you know, they'll eventually turn into the red bell peppers. And then I got some mammoth jalapenos. I want to try those out. I need to get these plants at this stage to match up with my tomatoes so that everything can come off and I can make salsa. If I had the time, yeah, I'd start fresh heirloom seeds. But now I'm pressed for time since they didn't come up. So we're going to go do this and we're going to adapt and overcome, if you will. Oh, and here's a look at my sugar peas that I've had outside for the last week or so, I guess. They're coming right along. Now the next thing I'm going to do is lay out my plants just exactly where I want them here. I'd say these cucumbers are really ready to rock and roll. They want to grow bad. Now that I've got everything laid out where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and get my compost together and little something extra and start the planting. I'm also going to be seeding over the next weekend. And everything that's not already grown that I can direct sow, I'm going to do that. Over in this other bed here, I'm going to do a nice three level run of bush green beans. That way we have plenty to come off and we'll be able to can them. You know, if you do just a couple of bushes, it's hard to get enough to be able to can them and put them back. So we're going to do plenty of green beans and be able to do that. I'm putting squash in the middle of this second bed. I'm going to put the zucchini in our smaller bed over here. And I've got the cucumbers down at the end. We'll have room for other stuff. We got lots of room. I've also got to do my cantaloupe here pretty soon in the small box in front. I just barely dug away at my compost pile that's been sitting. Look at that, would you? Goodness gracious, that's a big one. Come here, you. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to put you on the other side so you can keep working your magic, all right? Yes, sir. We're going to put plenty of compost in with our fresh plants. That's going to give them something really good and fresh to grow into. God, there's another one. Look at the size of that one. There. You're going in the garden bed, buddy. My God, look at this. Look at all these. They're everywhere. Good stuff. And good for the plants. Especially what they leave behind. You've heard of Herbie the love bug? Well, this is a different version. Make more, please. Boom, chicky, wow, wow. All right, let's give them some privacy. Now, there's a very good reason why I'm wearing gloves. I've got a job where I transact with the public on a regular basis, and because of that, I need to keep my fingernails clean. I got to go in here in just a little while. The other reason why you might want to wear these kind of gloves, they're powder-free, those nitrile gloves or whatever, is if you're a smoker. If you're a smoker, you don't want to be smoking and then handling your tomato plants because of tobacco mosaic virus. So this creates a good barrier to where you can go in and handle your plants. And so there you go. All right, so now it's time to plant our tomato plants. I've got compost. And what I'm going to do here is based on where I planted last year with all my drip emitters, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to go a little extra deep. That way I can put some fresh compost into the hole. Now that I got my hole dug, I'm just gonna put in some fresh compost in the bottom, and now I'm gonna do one more thing. This is a little pail of triple 13 that I've got. I'm not gonna go mad dog with it, but what I'm gonna do is just take a little bitty sprinkle, and I'm gonna sprinkle it right in the bottom here. The next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put about a 1/2 inch layer of compost on top of it. And then I'm going to take my plant, I'm going to surround it with good compost, lots of nutrients, all of that. I'm going to pack this down, not real hard, but firm. And as I go, I'm going to add a little bit of water. I spike this water with just a little bit of plant food, because transplanting like this can be rough on them. So we'll give it some nutrients to help it keep its strength. I found some slugs down in here, a slug, as I was digging up. If any of my fellow viewers have got good slug remedies, post them down below. I'd love to hear what you do for them. And here in a couple of weeks, as these get a little stronger, I'll come back through with my string and I'll get them all trellised up. And we'll do that. But the nice thing about the triple 13 is you've got a barrier of compost, so the plant has time to kind of get acclimated and used to the ground, and then as those roots start sending out the roots, they start growing. They grow down through the compost and they hit that little bit of triple 13, and it's like a vitamin shot. Man, they just take off and they start growing like crazy. So that's a good little trick that you can do as you're planting also. And I've got my drip irrigation all hooked up and tested already. At the end of last season, I blew it out with the air compressor and then winterized everything and took everything indoors. I've got water filters that will filter chlorine, chloramine, and VOCs and herbicides and pesticides. You can actually get one of these at Amazon.com, $36.95 with free shipping. Not a bad deal. I'm going to post a link in my description or about section so that you can check that out, because I know a lot of you are interested in getting that chlorine out of your water. That way it doesn't harm your beneficial bacteria in your garden. So I'll get you a link up for that. Now basically in this little sliver right here, I'm going to have my better boys. I've got a couple of better boys, and then I've got a slew of Rutgers indeterminate. They'll just keep growing all season long. And then I've got a group of Romas, which are going to give me a lot of sauce tomatoes that'll all come off pretty much the same time. And then I'll have my peppers down at the other end just like last year. Well, as you can see, I got a whole lot of stuff to plant here. In order to best do that, I'm going to shut the camera off and get to work. I got a lot to do. I'll try to get this edited and uploaded tonight. It's April 11th. We'll get it up on the mighty YouTube and you can take a look at it. Let me know what you think. And if you got, like I said, if you got slug ideas dealing with slugs after you've planted, let me know. Post a comment down below and let me know how you deal with them. Till then, this is Reaganite 71. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. You want to know why it's a good idea to cover your compost pile? Well, let me show you. I walked around the corner a minute ago and there was a whole flock of birds trying to get the worms. If you want your worms to grow up to be nice and big and able to do good things for your compost, then I highly recommend covering it. That is one of the reasons I think I get bigger worms, is because the birds can't get to them since it's covered.